drop.
Hey, what's good, guys? Welcome to the first episode of The Real Deal, where I, call sign Kaos, your real-life ex-Australian infantry soldier, talk about the in-game weapon systems of the Call of Duty franchise and break down each individual weapon and its real-world counterparts it was based off. What the weapon is known as in-game, the class of the weapon, the in-game stats, the best loadout that you should use in Warzone. We will then move on to its real-world counterpart and talk about the origins of the weapon, the real-life primary purpose, and who uses it and where it's served. All this is designed to give you, the player, a look at some real-world military knowledge on the weapon system you see on your screen daily from a former infantry soldier. I do apologise, I'm on the screen right now so you can see me talking about this sort of stuff, but I will endeavour to get all this sort of stuff up and running for you in the future if you guys like this. I love doing this sort of stuff, being that I'm ex-infantry and love gaming. This is the perfect mix for me. And if you guys want to learn about the real-world counterparts of in-game weapons and loadouts, that sort of stuff, this is the channel. This is the home. Drop a subscribe down and follow along for this journey. We will be going through all different weapon systems through all the Call of Duty franchise, and we'll probably branch out to other franchises later down the track, depending on what weapon systems they come out with. But from here, team, let's hook in and have a look at today's weapon. And today's weapon, if you haven't already guessed it by now, it's the Heckler & Koch MP7 personal defense weapon, or as it's known in Call of Duty, just the MP7. The MP7 is in the SMG class of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and is, in my opinion, one of the best SMGs in Modern Warfare. With an exceptional rate of fire and accuracy, along with a 60-round mag, if employed correctly and played to its advantages, it is an absolute squad wiper. You, as the operator, if skilled enough, are capable of downing and finishing multiple enemies between 2 to 3 if all shots are on before having to dip out and go for a reload. Now, I said play to its advantages. Unlike majority of SMGs in its class, the constant pinpoint accuracy of this weapon allows the operator to maintain accurate fire over a longer range than most other SMGs in the class. It's really only capped by the control of the individual firing the weapon. However, once you start to punch out over range and the rounds start losing that downing capabilities, the weapon becomes more of a harassing fire. This SMG is at its best when it's used between 5 to 50 in-game meters, and if possible, the use of stopping power rounds run with the weapon. This is by far my favourite SMG in the game due to its unfaltering accuracy and high rate of fire. On screen right now is the loadout I run on PC, as using a mouse really does help to further negate the recoil of the weapon. I've also put up my good friend KTA Wolf's MP7 on screen for all console users. I find I don't really need to concern myself quite as much with its relatively minimal recoil, as if I'm going to employ this weapon, it's going to be in CQB circumstances. My advice is you want to be using this weapon close. It can punch out long, and it definitely does have the downing capabilities over that bit of range. But remember, it is an SMG, and it will be outgunned by ARs or any other mid to long range weapon over those ranges. But in my opinion, it is by far one of the best and most reliable weapons for accuracy over those short to medium range engagements. Now that we've had a look at the Call of Duty MP7, let's pop smoke and go look at its real life counterpart and the beast Call of Duty based theirs off, and where it came from, and why the MP7 was brought into service. The idea for the HK MP7 PDW, or personal defense weapon, and its ammunition type, the HK 4.6 by 30mm, was first conceived after NATO published a report in 1989 that it was looking for a new SMG to replace existing ones such as the MP5 amongst others, and existing ammunition types such as 45 ACP and 9x9 in Parabellum that these SMGs used. They had found, due to the amount of now cheap and readily available body armor that could be easily accessed and bought by majority civilians and militias and insurgents alike, they needed a new weapon system that could defeat the countermeasure of soft Kevlar body armor, which basically means it's a highly capable weapon of penetrating soft armor that specialist units may come up against. What made this weapon a viable option in defeating body armor was its unique ammunition type, the armor piercing, or AP for short, high velocity rounds that consisted of either a copper plated solid steel, known as the DM11, or the alloy plated steel jacket, known as the DM21, or the copper alloy jacketed lead core projectiles, known as, and I'm going to absolutely butcher this word, Fialchi FMJ ZP. I'm very sorry about that. I don't know how to pronounce it. In testing, the DM11 round penetrated and defeated the NATO Chrysat target, which was 20 layers of woven Kevlar with a 1.6mm titanium backing at 200 meters. What a punch. HK also claimed that their black tip ammunition made by, here we go again, Fialchi, has comparable muzzle energy to that of the 9x19 Parabellum round. Another ammunition manufactured by Belgium VBR, who produced a 4.6x30mm round for the MP7, state their version that has a two-part controlled fragmentation projectile can increase the content of permanent wound cavity and double the chance to hit a vital organ. Ouch. The 4.6x30mm ammunition is exclusive to the MP7 and offers a low recoil. This ammunition is unique amongst SMGs in that the bullet is made mostly entirely of a hardened steel penetrator instead of a soft copper or lead. And this weapon boasts an insane rate of fire of 950 rounds per minute. Look, regardless, I don't want to get shot by any weapon, let alone one that says it will double my wound cavity. However, when trying to bring this weapon in, the ammunition variants and new weapon platform alone weren't going to be enough to satisfy NATO. The MP7 also had goals. Good on you, MP7. I had goals too. Now look at me, standing in front of a camera talking to myself, looking for a crumb of YouTube gold. Please subscribe. Oh God. The goals of the MP7 and Heckler & Koch were to bring in a weapon system that was easy to maintain, replace handguns, SMGs, and other carbine variants of rifles. Talk about aiming high. Well, it didn't quite get to that, but it is still an extremely good and viable weapon, and we'll see why. Further, its goals were also to implement a low-cost weapon system and a low cost for ammo for that weapon system. It was aimed at potential PDW users such as drivers, air crews, ship crews, military police, maintenance troops, supply troops, drivers, special operations, and many others, as its small length of only 415mm collapsed allows for easy and agile, robust movements in tight situations. The first prototype of the MP7 was shown off in 1999 and given the designation as a personal defense weapon. Shortly after that, in 2001, it went into full-scale production and included changes such as a full-length Picatinny rail system and a thick curved stock and an anti-slide surface on the pistol grip, much like the HK USP. It also features a folding iron sight mounted on the Picatinny rail, and the button to fold the grip was made larger for the easy operation by the operator. In 2003, its designation was changed to the MP7A1 and featured a redesigned pistol grip with a different surface and curved shape. A smaller stock with a straight butt pad, side-mounted Picatinny rails as standard, and the folding iron sights were made more compact. The weapon was made slightly longer, but because the stock was shortened, the overall length of 415mm did not change. The stock is also able to be locked into 3 different positions. The recent MP7A1 models have a trigger safety similar to that of the Glock pistol. The middle section of the trigger must be pulled first before the outer part will move, and this helps to stop accidental discharges, stops you from making a UD or an ND and getting in a lot of trouble by your sergeant, and I've seen it happen. And when that does happen, that's when you just call out contact. Further variants were also created, such as the MP7A2, a variant without the folding front grip, but features a Picatinny rail to mount various grips in line with the operator's preference. Also, there's an MP7SF, a semi-automatic only variant of the MP7, which is currently used by the Ministry of Defence Police in the United Kingdom. The MP7 uses a short-stroke piston gas system as used on HK's G36 and the HK416, in place of the blowback system that is traditionally seen on SMGs. The MP7 allows for a conventional 20, 30 or 40 round mag to be fitted within the pistol grip. The 20 round mag is comparable in size to a 15 round 9mm mag, and the 40 round mag is comparable in size to that of a 30 round magazine of the 9mm style, which means you get the extra ammo for still the same size. It features an ambidextrous fire selector and bolt catch lever and magazine release. It has an extendable stock and a folding front grip and can be fired from either one-handed or two-handed. It is extremely lightweight and able to be fired like this due to the use of polymers in its construction, weighing in at only 1.9 or 4.2 pounds unloaded and 2.1 kilos or 4.6 pounds fully loaded. The MP7 since its release has seen widespread use in countries such as Germany, France, Ireland, Indonesia, United States, Russia, Italy, Norway, Spain and Turkey, and many, many, many others, even including Australia. The Western Australian Corrective Services Response Support Group even adopted the weapon. The SMG has proved itself to stand out amongst the rest, and in my opinion is one of the best and coolest looking SMGs. If you guys agree and this is one of the best looking SMGs, let me know down in the comment section below, or let me know which SMG is your favourite. This is the first episode in The Real Deal. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Happy hunting. This is Ali Kaos, out.